Hello, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This week at everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock. With news, there are indications the giant American economy may be quickly running out of momentum. But first up today, the world's largest IPO has been launched, with Saudi Arabia listing a state-owned oil company in a $1.7 trillion float. But that is seriously lower than their target of $2 trillion, and the demand from outside the kingdom is reported to be underwhelming. Both the Chinese and the Americans say their trade talks are moving forward, but most are now expecting a very watered-down Phase 1 agreement that probably doesn't involve the presidents of either country. And in a sharp adjustment, the Atlanta Fed's real-time tracking of American GDP fell to just 0.3% for the fourth quarter of 2019, and that's the annual rate. Their previous estimate for the fourth quarter was an annual rate of 1%, and most other current estimates are closer to 2%. But the Atlanta Fed has an uncannily good recent track record. American October retail sales came in marginally better than expected, and now 3.1% higher than the same month a year ago. Even though the monthly gain is actually tiny, because this was unexpected, it's being called a rebound. American industrial production data wasn't so flash, however, declining 1.1% over the year to October and more than doubling the monthly drop from September. Inconsistently, this is not being called a slump. Another Fed region reported overnight, and business activity there was expanding only very modestly. In Japan, industrial production may have bottomed out, and the latest data for September shows it rising again a little faster than expected. In China, new data out for October house prices shows growth is now falling away in most Chinese cities. Officially, they're stabilising, but in more cities we're noticing small declines, and that includes Beijing. In Hong Kong, official data shows a sharp turn in their economy and into recession. For all of 2019, they expect their economy to shrink 1.1%, but for the September quarter, it shrank at a rate of more than 3% per annum. At the WTO, New Zealand and 14 other countries have taken action against the UK and the EU over Brexit, seeking trade compensation for the disruption. The claim is focused mainly on agricultural products, including lamb and beef. US Treasury 10-year yield is little changed at 1.84%. Gold will start the week at $1,468 an ounce, which is a small $9 gain over the past week. US oil prices are higher today at just over $57.50 a barrel, the Brent benchmark at just under $63.50 a barrel. And US investment in 2020 for exploration is reported to being slashed by drillers. And the Kiwi dollar is holding at 64 US cents, and that's a 1% gain in the week. On the cross rates, we're now at 93.9 Australian cents, and that's an even bigger 1.5% gain. Against the euro, we're at 57.9 euro cents. That puts the trade-weighted index at just on 69.2 and 90 basis points higher than this time last week. I'm David Chaston. That was 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz.